Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into a story about a series of, well, impossible crimes. And our detective? He's not your typical gumshoe. It all kicks off with one very urgent phone call. Okay, so picture this. An alarm is blaring. We're at the Museum of Mathematical Challenges. The director's on the phone, totally frantic. There's been a robbery. But here's the weird part. The thief didn't take any money, no priceless artifacts. Instead, they just left behind puzzles. A whole series of them, each one weirder than the last. So who do you call when a math-obsessed cat burglar is on the loose? Not the police, no. You call him, the one and only Agent 00 Pi. He's always up for an adventure, especially one that bends the rules of logic. He gets to the museum and yep, the first clue's waiting for him. And this is what he finds, a single cryptic note. It says, 8 eights that sum to 1,000. How do you do it? Go ahead, you can pause and try it. 0 Pi, of course, cracks it right away. It's 888 plus 88 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. Pretty clever, right? But here's the thing. The real mystery isn't the solution. The real mystery is the puzzle itself. And that's where our investigation really begins. All right, so let's hit pause on our detective story for a second, because this isn't just a story. To really get what's going on here, we have to pull back the curtain and see what's happening behind the scenes. What if I told you that Agent 00 Pi, this whole museum heist, all these bizarre puzzles, what if it was all a math lesson in disguise? I mean, think about it. A project designed not just to entertain, but to teach. To take maybe the most feared subject in school and turn it into a thrilling, high-stakes investigation. And that's exactly what this is. It's called CSI Mathematica, which stands for Calculation Under Investigation. It's this incredible pedagogical project from a teacher named Sergio Machado. See, he figured out that if you want to get students hooked on math, you can't just throw formulas at them. You've got to give them a story, a world where math is the secret weapon to cracking the case. And this table just lays it all out so perfectly. Every single puzzle that Agent 00 Pi faces, it maps directly to a real topic in the school curriculum. That 8 eights puzzle? Boom, that's a lesson on addition. A weird floor made of interlocking cats? That's actually teaching kids about geometric tessellations. It's this brilliant, seamless blend of story and study. But here's where it gets really smart. This isn't some passive story you just listen to. Oh no, it's a hands-on activity. The students aren't just watching 00 Pi solve the puzzles. They're right there with him, solving them too. Let me show you a couple of my favorite examples. So in the story, 00 Pi gets to this door with a lock that seems, well, impossible. It's got 3 different holes, a circle, a square, and a cross. So the question is, what kind of key, a single key, could possibly open it? This isn't just a riddle, you see. It's a spatial geometry problem brought to life. And the really cool thing here is how they find the answer. It's not on a worksheet. They craft it with their own hands. As you can see, the students grab modeling clay and they physically sculpt the key. They start with a cylinder, then they carve out a prism right through the middle. And in that process of making something, they discover the 3D shape that solves the puzzle. It's literally learning by doing. Okay, check this one out. Later in the story, 00 Pi is chasing the villain who's escaping on a sheet of A4 paper folded 42 times to reach the moon. I know, it sounds totally ridiculous, right? But it's another challenge for the students, and this time it's all about exponential growth. I mean, a single sheet of paper is just 0.1 millimeters thick. What on earth happens when you double that number 42 times? Well, the answer is just staggering. After only 42 folds, that one little sheet of paper would be over 439,000 kilometers thick. It's one of those numbers that's so big, it almost feels like it breaks your brain. And just to put that into perspective for you, the average distance to the moon is about 384,000 kilometers. So that folded piece of paper wouldn't just get to the moon, it would fly right on past it. I mean, come on. That is an absolutely unforgettable way to show kids the mind-bending power of exponents. But this whole thing didn't just stop with a few brilliant lessons. Over more than a decade, this simple idea has exploded from a small after-school activity into an entire universe of learning. I mean, just look at this journey. It all started 14 years ago as a tiny club for just 10 students. Then it expanded into primary schools. Then it became the foundation for a citywide math competition. The story was even adapted into a stage play, performed in both Portuguese and English. When the pandemic hit, 00Pi went digital, becoming an avatar to connect with students from home. And just recently, it's evolved into a custom GPT that can generate brand new math stories on demand. It's just incredible. So what's the big takeaway here? Why does a detective story about math work so well? The real lesson isn't about geometry or algebra. It's about something way more fundamental. Because the story of OOPI has one last brilliant twist. After all the mysteries are solved, our hero wakes up. Turns out, he's just a student who fell asleep in a boring class. The whole thing, the museum, the puzzles, the epic chase, it was all a dream. And honestly, that's the perfect metaphor for what this entire project is trying to do. You see, CSI Mathematica isn't just about trying to make math fun. It's about showing kids the adventure that's already hidden inside the subject. And it gives us a kind of formula for engagement. You take abstract ideas and you wrap them in a story. You make learning an active, hands-on process. And you show how every subject connects to a bigger world of art and music and language. It changes the classroom from a place where you just listen to a world where you actively discover. And that brings us to our final thought. The story of 00Pix started with one teacher and a handful of students. It grew into plays and competitions and even AI. It's this powerful reminder that the best tool we have in any classroom isn't a textbook or a whiteboard. It's curiosity. So it makes you wonder, right? If a single teacher's story can grow into a whole universe, what could the future of education look like if we decided to put imagination at the absolute core of every single lesson?